I mean, it's not a big deal. So, hello everyone. This is Peter Stone. Well, I'm the founder of Peter Stone Jewelry. I've been doing this a long time, like 35 years for this one business. And in between, I did a couple of odds and ends, like a coffee roasting business, a restaurant, retail store, a few other fun things, publishing, just a lot of creative, fun things in life. Did every single one work? No, but a lot of them did, and they were fun and interesting to look at the dimensions in life. So, if you're in transition of a business right now, or in transition from a job, I know there's a lot of things going on, especially in the USA. There's a lot of change of people that used to work in the office. Now they want you to work at home. But some people really like the camaraderie, the friends, they built a family in the office. That's why they went there. It was fun and engaging, and they looked forward to seeing their friends every day in the office and engaging and going on the challenging journey of doing what they did in that office, whether it's building a business together, brainstorming, creativity, whatever it is that you did or they did. And now things are changing. They want you to work at home in your same space that you're in, sleeping, eating. So now you're in that space. They want you in that space 24 hours a day, and it may not fit your lifestyle. Now, I joined a community called Our Village. Our Village is a group of people who love to travel. They love their freedom. A lot of them have motorhomes. Most of them have motorhomes or a travel trailer or a van that they live in, travel in, or at any level. They might even be camping outside with the fresh air like the Native American Indians did all their life. You move on. It gets cold, you move to where it's warm. If the food's hunted out, you move on to where the good food is. And so that's living life to me at its finest. I am not at my finest when I'm just staying in one spot. I'm a real adventurer. I'm a traveler. I've traveled to over 101 countries, driven all around the United States, flown, traveled by ship over the oceans because I love discovery, going into the unknown. Now, when we're at home, we know what we know. When we're going from the same place, maybe where you worked before has changed because so much has changed. And, people are very strongly opinionated today with whatever opinions they have. And it may not serve you if you don't have the same opinion as their new opinion or a Me Too opinion or whatever it is. So the reasons don't matter, but they're there, and there's a lot of them today to be able to get up and choose and move on and live your life in your own way. So in this Our Village, there are people that have had stores that Peter Stone's been doing business with for 10, 15, 20, 25 years. And some of them has told me, well, the traffic has dropped off in my store. And so they start an online business, and that's tough game. Okay. You can make some money, but can you make up for the money that you had when you had that store? I see in my orders, the orders are smaller, but I'm helping people get online if they have a fixed store only. The other thing is where our most successful customers and clients are at fairs, festivals, and events. They may have a store. There's a woman that worked with us, she still does for so many years, and she did fairs and festivals. And then she decided, hey, I'm going to open a store in a tourist area up in Michigan. She opened a store and she already had a following. She has an Irish following and she's a big Celtic jewelry lady who appreciates Peter Stone. She tried others. When silver went really high, I don't blame her, because the price was high. But you could never get the same quality that Peter Stone has. So she remains our customer and client. She tried it, and I warned her, you won't be happy. So she did fairs and festivals, and in the summertime, she capitalized on the tourists on the lakes. I had stores in Key West, Cape Cod, capitalizing on the tourist business, on the vacationers. And you're working in a place that's fun and people pay to go there and you're getting paid to be there. So the R Village is a group of people that I went to introduce our Peter Stone Total Life Freedom Program to back in January of 2020. And we all know what happened then. And into March, and the whole thing like imploded. Big RV show in Tampa, but it happened in 2020. And they did do it in 2021, maybe a little late. But the point is, people who want to travel, the volumes of people who retired early and who joined the R Village, their membership went up like 300% in 18 months because so many people got on the road and decided, I'm living life my own way. My dream was to travel. But now I was going to wait until I retired, but I retired early. And you may need additional income and you may want to sell jewelry at fairs, festivals, and events. There's a lot of things to sell there. We have one client that goes around the country for 4 to 6 months a year. He's been doing it for a long time. And he lugs a 16-foot trailer behind him filled with clothes. And he rents big spaces. He's got a big following and he makes really good money. So I asked him, so how are things going? He says, he was going to delay this year because of a lot of stuff, but he just had it in his spirit to get out and do it and see his friends and his family that he's built over the years that he sees at all. He does rock festivals. He loves music and he loves the vibe. So he's been living into his dream for so many years. And I say, why wait? So maybe you like Renaissance fairs or equestrian fairs or whatever it is that's fun and a passion that you went to when maybe you had a job or you had a business that you closed. You visited these because you liked that theme or that subject. That's you're passionate about. I'm here to say you can do a jewelry business because Peter Stone has 43 niche markets, wolves and sea life and nautical and new age, aromatherapy, healing jewelry, symbolic jewelry, all kinds of jewelry. So there's no shortage of themes to get out and put it together, a package and fund your new travels. Why jewelry? Because it's small and compact. You don't have to do like our long-term customer that he even told me, Peter, if I don't go back to the United States, he's here in Thailand a lot of the time. His wife's Thai, his children, and so him and his daughter went back to do the shows. And he said, Peter, if I don't go back, I said, I'm not worried about the silver. Silver will be good forever. And actually, they're going up in value. But the shirts, he says, I'm afraid they're going to deteriorate and get moldy. And he won't be able to sell them. And he lost it all. And it's a huge expense because he Said, Peter, I blew out the tire and my axle broke on my trailer. Um, because he had an older one, he was trying to do a little budget, but he loaded it up, actually overloaded it. So he had to get a new trailer, and the story goes on. But he just loves to do it, and he made enough money to cover all that expense. It was just an added responsibility. Where if you just left the job, you don't want to work so hard, you can do this with jewelry. Now, you say, well, I have limited money, or I don't really have much money, or I closed my store, and now I'm hurting for a little cash flow. So I'm here to solve that. I've got one thing, that one tool that I discovered while I was explaining the benefits of a drop ship program. And some people have a business, they say, oh, I don't want to drop ship, Peter, because I buy wholesale at a cheaper price and I sell it. Then I go and I look at their wholesale application when they reapply. Maybe they haven't been engaged for a year or two, or we have a new website, so they have to sign up again to get a new access, and they tell us where they are. And I always ask, what are your top 3 challenges today, right now? And they're the same as all of us because it's a very noisy world. And there's a lot of stuff and jewelry out there. But there's not a lot of Peter Stone unique jewelry. And we come out with new designs actually every week. We do custom designs, and part of that custom design process is you can have your own design done, your own collection done, your unique, exclusive, you own it, we'll even copyright it for you, belongs to you, and we don't sell it. Your brand, your jewelry. Or you say, Peter, look, I don't need it exclusive, but I do want this piece made. You can sell it if you want and put it on your website. Then the cost, like sometimes there's no cost if you share that design and it fits in with one of our collections, and we think we can get an ROI to cover the cost to do that work for you. So here at Peter Stone, we're very flexible and creative. We'll even help you sell your collection of jewelry, acting as a worldwide sales rep, because we have quite a following. We have distributors around the world. We're here to help in many more ways than you could imagine, because in 35 years of doing the same business, I have learned a number of things. I ask a lot of questions. That's how we've remained in business. It's about solution. It's not the problem. The problem is the spark to greater things, greater solutions. So when we're given a challenge and something that seems so bad, so we find there's gold in there. There's a gift in there. And because of that pressure and that challenge, we always find a solution when we search for it. Some people just say, oh, no, I give up. I have no answer, because they don't ask the right questions. And they're not willing to look deeper and use those. I love figuring things out. I love physics. I love working on solutions. Give me a challenge, I feed on them. If you have challenges in your business and you want to engage and you need help, I can help any business, not just jewelry business. I can help you at any level. I'm a master coach. I'm a full consultant. I've grown many businesses since I was a kid. I've had a business. I see this post and they said, oh, give a thumbs up if you're started working or a business when you were like 15 to 19. And then if it was 20 to whatever, you put another symbol up there. And I'm like, what about if it was way before that? Like I started really making money when I was about 7 or 8 years old on lobster boats because I helped somebody. I was curious and I helped them and I didn't ask for any money, but they offered me money because I gave so much. They thought, well, let me give this kid a handful of change. And then it became dollars. And then they gave me boats and stuff. So I've been working on solutions, especially like with the ocean. I mean, the waves and the challenges there, the challenges of life in many dimensions. So, the one thing I have here for you is there's a lot of funding out there today, easy money for all of us. When that money is used properly, so there's a program called Affirm. There's PayPal credit, but I don't recommend it because they charge you a lot of fees and their fees just went up 50%. Matter of fact, I don't like PayPal. I use them because a lot of people use them, but they don't know the back end and they don't know what PayPal is doing actually. There's a lot of other great funding and ways to collect money from people. I'm not going to give you them all, but I'm going to tell you where to get the funding and the financing. And I'm going to teach you one crazy tool. But you got to have a website and you got to have a little business or a big business. It doesn't matter. The bigger the business, the greater the reward. And this is how you will kickstart and accelerate a business that has one of the three challenges that the people that are resellers that have been continually, we have applicants almost, well, every day. We have applicants for our wholesale sign up. They sign up to become a wholesale buyer of Peter Stone jewelry. Then, when they engage, they get to learn a lot of the tools. But I'm gonna share this one thing because I don't believe any other company in the world that can offer this at this level. And it's not that we're so great, but we're pretty good. Okay. And it's that this leverage, you need money. A lot of people go to the bank to borrow money. People go online, Shopify, borrow money, but you have to have an income on Shopify. So if your income's going down, you got to do it slowly, slowly. They'll fund you. But what I've discovered is this. With Affirm, Klarna, Sezzle, there's a bunch that I learned when I was going to buy an airline ticket. They offered me an international ticket where I could keep my cash, and they would fund my airline ticket. And in 2020, it was a little tough, and so I'm like, well, I'll take it because it's not a flight from New York to Miami. And when the challenges of 2020 came on, the flights were less, more expensive, all kinds of stuff. So I used it. And using that funding, I discovered, wow, for a little money every month, I could get a lot of cash in my hand. So when you have a web, I'm going to tell you this one time here. And if you want more, you want to subscribe here or follow here on Instagram. Engage in LinkedIn. You really, if you're in business, I'm giving you a tool. It's really priceless because you don't have to pay I mean, you can pay a little interest in what I'm telling you, what I'm going to tell you. But smart business people know you use other people's money to build your business, especially when the interest and the entry to get that money is really easy, no matter where you are in your finances. So, I've developed a program. If you have a website and a business, small, medium, or large, that Peter Stone now is we've been selling gold along with our main line of sterling silver for over 20 years, probably over 25 years. We've always offered gold from the very beginning, but a little more and a little more, we make people aware of it. They ask, "Oh, do you have gold?" So yes,
Mhm.
at our fairs and festivals, at shows, at trade shows, I would put out gold jewelry for the Dive Silver Lines and Peter Stone at different fairs, but I would put limited gold out. Why? Why did I always put a little bit of gold out? It's a hook. So people will say on my website, "Oh, I don't sell gold. It's too expensive. I can't afford to inventory that." Ha ha. You do not need to pay up front for the gold. How's that? You could have 100 gold jewelry designs online that no one else has, by the way, because Peter Stone has 18,000 designs to choose from. Not that you need that, but I just want to let you know where we sit, what we have for you. And if you really want to grow a business without using any money, hardly any money at all, for you could do it for under $100. Definitely under 500, you really, or 1,000, you can really ramp up, get huge leverage with this method. So you put gold. Okay, people come to your website, you have a limited number of items in sterling silver, and maybe clothing or candles, whatever your vibe is. So if you're like a new age store, you have more than just jewelry. Most stores that Peter Stone sells to gift stores, gift resellers, and jewelry is like a third of their business. But some of it has dropped down a little bit. And I'm going to show you how to, like, probably triple and quadruple and do 5 times in jewelry what you've done for the past year, couple of years, maybe past 5 years or 10, with this one thing. Because Peter Stone has in its wholesale jewelry website over 6,000 designs in 43 niche markets, then you can go in and pick out the designs, whether it's in silver or in gold, and say, "Peter, I want these items in gold to put online." So there's really another part to this, but the gold is where the big money is. Gold sales are up. How do I know? My customers are reporting back to me. They said, "Peter, you need to share this with your customers." They're not afraid of losing money. They're not afraid of competition because they have their niche market. They have their collection. So they have their passions. And that's what they do. And this one particular individual does his own jewelry design. So he's very niche, and his sales are up 100+% this year. Not only over 2020, over 2019. So 2020, we had this dip, but he said even in 2020, his March sales were the same as his holiday sales. In 2020's holiday sales were pretty darn good. So this one method has helped him grow that business exponentially. You put gold up on your website. You don't have to purchase the gold. When you get the order, you got the money in your hands. Maybe the piece is 1,000, maybe it's 800, maybe it's 1,200. But I'm going to pick the number. I just picked 1,200 because I've used this example before. I'll repeat it. You get an order for $1,200, one piece of jewelry. And we have a minimum order, but on the gold, we don't have a minimum dollar figure for the wholesale orders. You get one piece of gold, we'll ship it to you. If you get 4 pieces of gold, we'll do that order for you and ship it to you. So the gold order comes in. You never bought any gold, but you have the image online. You have the price. We give you the wholesale price you're going to pay. We're going to give you the retail price, suggested retail. There's no lowballing, but you have to sell in that range. Then when you get that order, you collected the money. So you got $1,200. That's like a nice sale. Not $80, not $120, $1,200 to help cover any expenses and make a profit. You send that order to us, and you pay us. Probably in a $600 order, you're going to pay us maybe $700. Okay, it's not wholesale exactly, because we're doing a lot of extra work by one piece, and you don't have to pre-order. Takes about 2 weeks to get the piece of jewelry. So you send us that order, and you need to pay us $700. But you don't have to pay that 700, all that 700 to us. What you can do is you can use Affirm or Klarna to fund that 700. Suppose you divide it into 14 payments of $50 each, or 7 payments of $100 each. Then you send us, well, just pick the 14 payments. You send us now $1,150, and you got to keep $1,150. What can you do with that money now? You can go buy silver inventory to add to your website, the ones that you couldn't afford to buy when you wanted to increase your inventory for silver because of that one sale. Now you can use Klarna for one piece of gold, Affirm for maybe a couple other pieces of gold. Now you've got this income at a really low interest rate. And in some cases, if you do 4 payments, there's no interest, but you have to pay every 2 weeks. But if you get a momentum cycle going and you pay that off and you really build it, you can get money almost for free to fund your business. It's a tool, and if you're here and you engage in that tool, it's very powerful, very, very powerful. Where in the world of if you're really not able to grow the business, just all these challenges I've seen, this is a solution. Now you also want to add drop shipping to your website. So now you've got inventory. As long as you've got a website and you're buying wholesale and selling a reseller, you've already a wholesaler, Peter Stone. You add the drop shipping and you add the gold. This will build your business exponentially. You can engage, there'll be a link at the end of the video. You can click and ask us about this program, how it works, or send us an email. Go to peterstone.com, use the chat function, give us a call. We'll share the details with you of how you can really engage and get your sales up for this year, 2021, especially right now, getting ready for the holiday seasons. For some, Halloween is a big holiday, and you want to take action right now, right today, and get a jump on this thing. Because in that market, people think, well, it's only silver. My customers only buy silver. It's not true. We just got gold orders from like a Halloween shop, from someone who's selling the witch jewelry, and they're in the earth-based Wicca Pagan jewelry collections. That's their thing. And the natural thing is to think, well, it's silver, and gold sells really well. And the one thing is, when someone comes across your website and they're a gold person, you'll never know, because they like your website, they like the designs, but they want gold, and they don't ask you. They won't ask you. Mostly they won't. And they're gone, and you lost 800 in sales, 1,000 in sales, 1,200 in sales. Maybe in a month you lost 5 or 10,000 in sales that you wouldn't even get, because you only did silver, clothing, candles, whatever it is that you sell and sold. It's an amazing way to level up your sales. And for those that engage, they're really going to do well, and they're going to solve their challenge of cash flow. They're going to have a better life and really make this is such a simple, easy way to make money. And in the world of competition online, because of the number of designs, you're going to see that you have a huge edge over the competition. So click on the link, engage. Ask us questions. Give us a call. Find out about this because this is powerful. It'll take you into the next year where you really want to be and beyond. This is Peter Stone saying thanks for joining. And I really hope that you engage in this tool. It's so powerful, so very powerful. And I know a couple of people are really knocking it out of the park using this. And that's the thing. A lot of people won't do it. And then I'm going to get applications and they're going to say, oh, no, where my sales are. You got to act. You got to move. When you got one good idea, one thing, there's so much noise out there. That's the challenge. There's so much noise out there distracting us from doing the one thing and focusing on that and doing it again. I know I get easily distracted by the new shiny thing. And this came, this clarity came when my customer told me about it. But when I kept on talking about it, I kept on finding solutions, got answers, and got us to right where we are today. Click on the link, join us, and I wish you a successful 2021. This is Peter Stone saying thanks for joining again.